we got another fan incident, Nate. Honestly, this one involves the Wizards again. So a fan ran onto the court, and this one was a little like obviously it was less dangerous, but still, this fan ran onto the court just to jump up and touch the backboard, and then the security guard ended up making like an NFL tackle on the guy, and ended up getting him in a full Nelson and arresting him.
That was the funniest part.
Yeah, but I mean, like honestly, Nate, yeah, he ran out to the court during offense, touched the backboard. Security guard ended up tackling him and put him in a full Nelson and then getting handcuffed by police. And I was actually watching this game live when it happened. I was watching it and I'm taking notes for like today and I'm looking at it and I'm like, did a fan really just run onto the court? And at first I was like, what'd he do? And then I read the article. I was like, all right, this dude ran on the court just to touch the backboard. Like I hope this dude thinks he's cool. I really do. Like you really think you're cool doing running on the court and touching a backboard? Now here's what I say. Thank God nobody got hurt. You know, but it's show. I'll start off with this first. But before I do, I just want to say this article. It was written by Brian Windhorst and Om Young Maisuk. They're both ESPN. So let me talk about this now. I'm glad nobody got hurt, but at the same time, like this, you ran onto the court just to touch a backboard, and it's showing you exactly how far these fans are getting. Now they're getting on the court. All the other incidences happen in the stands. Now you're getting on the court. When's this going to stop, Nate? Seriously, the NBA has got to be more strict with their punishments. They have to be. I'm being honest because what if one of them decided to run up to a player and attempt to attack him? What if that happens? You know, as far as we know, somebody could be a fan who's probably, since this keeps on happening every single day, I wouldn't be surprised if it happened again. A fan is probably looking at this at home or whatever and being like, hey, when I get there, I'm going to try to run on the court, and maybe one of them is going to, hopefully knock on wood, it doesn't happen, but maybe one of them is probably thinking about doing something to try to harm another player. You know what I'm saying? That is a possibility because from what we've seen between popcorn, spitting, water bottles, they really are getting out of control. And this is a different age, Nate. I remember back in the 80s, like during like the Giants, the Eagles rivalry and all that type of thing, they would throw like batteries on the field and stuff like that. We're not in that age no more. And at that time it was wrong as well. Here it's wrong too. It doesn't make a difference. Fans should not be allowed on that court. Simple as that. While the play is going on, it shouldn't be allowed on the court in general. You never know. So honestly, security has to be more strict. I'm glad that the security guard stopped this guy again. He went on the court, touched the backboard, and he ended up getting arrested. But here's my problem with it, Nate. Okay, my problem with all of these incidents is I want these incidents to be stopped before they actually happen. That's my problem right there. Security's doing a great job of stopping it from escalating. But again, at the same time, I want them to be stopped from happening. It's as simple as that. If that means having a security guard in each row or whatever, then so be it. Whatever that might be, so be it. If it means maybe limiting the capacity, so be it. Whatever it might be, okay? People need to do something, okay? Because the security guards are doing a great job of stopping the situation from escalating. But again, at the same time, these situations keep happening, and and something needs to happen to the point where these fans are stopped from doing anything from doing it in the beginning. Now obviously stuff like throwing a water bottle, it's a second action. Stuff like throwing popcorn, it's a second reaction. It's a second action. Okay. But there should be, I think that there should be more security to keep an eye out on these people. And it really is unfortunate because the players don't deserve to be treated like this. Okay. You paid a ticket and you're doing it for okay. And they are playing for your entertainment. And this is how you repay them. It's messed up, Nate. But I mean, this fan, he seemed like he was harmless. He ran up in the court, touched the backboard. Security guard gave him an NFL-like tackle. A lot of people are saying he should be signed to the Washington football team for a year. I mean, personally, I would agree if he can tackle like that. Ended up putting him in a full Nelson and ended up putting him and he ended up getting handcuffed by police. So they handled it well. But at the same time, I want these situations handled before it happens. It's as simple as that. So the NBA, they got to be more strict regarding its fans. And with that being said, I'm starting to see a pattern. I've seen it with the Boston Celtics guy, and now I'm seeing it with this Wizards guy. They're getting arrested now, so again, I hope that is a pattern, because if that's what it takes to stop these fans from doing it, then so be it. But to be honest with you, Nate, these fans, I feel like, are just doing it to get their little moments of fame, and I think it sucks. So with that being said, to the Wizards and Philadelphia 76ers, I wish you guys the best of luck in your series. I believe the Wizards won yesterday. So
Yeah, they won
yeah,
122, 114.
yeah, they won yesterday. So, but they're still down 3-1. So again, best of luck to the Wizards and 76ers in their series. And as for these fans, look, if you're gonna pay a ticket to go see these games, just enjoy the game. Okay, pay the ticket for what you used it as, which is enjoying the game, not tormenting the players. It's just wrong. So with that
Yeah,
being said,
serious. Yeah, seriously. Like, I'm trying to find a nice ticket to go to one of these games, and I can't because they're mad expensive. New people go out and do stuff like this. Damn, man. But look, I look at this, Mario, and this is something that actually very, very commonly happens in baseball. This is something that very, very commonly happens in baseball. The players running onto the baseball field and they end up getting tackled. That's very common in baseball. And the reason why that's so common is because even before the pandemic, right? You look at the MLB venues and you look at the NFL venues. What's different between them besides the way they look? Is the fact that they're not fully capacity. It's not full capacity, right? The only two ballparks in the regular season that are consistently sold out is Fenway and Wrigley. So stuff like that really doesn't happen that much there, but it does happen every now. You got ballparks like Yankee Stadium and Dodger Stadium and they get fully maxed out as well, but not consistently as Fenway or Wrigley. But this stuff very, very, very commonly happens in baseball because not only is there a lot of fans in the stands, so it makes it a little bit easier for you to get in onto the field, but with the less fans, the less security because you don't have to look out for that many people. So it makes it easier for these fans to run onto the field and do what they do. In NFL, that's not the case because they're constantly selling out those stadiums. So they need that kind of security. That and the NFL is just really damn good at securing those stadiums. But same thing with the NHL. It's pretty much impossible to get onto the rink in the NHL because, like I mentioned in the last video, you got the ice going, you got the glass going around the ring, and that's only there just so you don't get hit by the puck. But still, it's basically impossible to get onto an ice hockey. And even if you do, you'd slip on your ass and break yourself. That'd be a pretty funny world star. But look, doing this in basketball, Mario, the difference between baseball, football, hockey, like I mentioned, the ring's got the glass around. You know what I mean? It's like I don't know how tall it is, but it's tall enough, and nobody can really climb glass as far as I'm concerned, unless if you're Bo Jackson, you can run up walls. In football, like I said, there's a lot of security, and those walls are pretty high up too. Same thing with baseball. You got the nets around the foul area, and then the outfield seats. There, very rarely will the seats be right at the wall, the outfield wall. You know what I mean? Even then, the outfield wall is 8 feet high on average. Basketball does not have any of that. They don't have nets. They don't have 8 foot tall walls. They don't have glass going around the court. They don't have any of that. They're literally exposed to the fans when you look at these arenas. When you look at the basketball, and that's not their fault. That's just the way they're engineered. That's how they've always been. You know what I mean? But if you're gonna make it like that, make it more secure. And I really do think and like I mentioned before, more people means more security, right? Reinforce these damn security guards. What are you doing? Because, like I said, this is something that very commonly happens in baseball only because there's not that many people in the stands and there's not that many security guards. But now you got fully sold out arenas, which means 20,000 people in one arena means more security. You know what I mean? So honestly, Mario, it all comes back to my point. These security guards need to be reinforced, and I'm not saying it's their fault. Obviously it's not because like you mentioned, with the popcorn, the water bottle, that's a second reaction. You know what I mean? The spitting thing, that's a second reaction. But when stuff like this, now they're running onto the court, that's something you can actually stop. If you have a keen eye, that is. Now you got 20,000 people in the arena. It's a little bit hard to see that because there's so many people in the arena. But that's something that can be stopped. Because like I said, these aren't like the NFL, the MLB, or the NHL places where they're actually secured around. You know what I mean? They have to because, well, in football it's different, but in baseball and hockey it has to because, God forbid you get hit in the face by a baseball or get hit by one in general. That's going to hurt. Same thing with a hockey puck. You're probably going to break your damn face. But in basketball, that's not the case. So and again, I don't have a problem with the engineering. I just have the problem I have a problem with how the security is reinforced. This stuff like this should not be happening. You know what I mean? And again, like I mentioned before, to be wasting your money on a ticket to the game just to do stuff like this, like come on. Like some of us want to go to the game, but we can't because not only is the arena sold out, you know what I mean? So we can't go to the game, but they're just mad expensive, so we can't even afford one. But you get one and you do stuff like this, like come on, like seriously, it's just so unfair and it's so unnecessary. So with that being said, that guy that tackled him, yeah, he definitely should go to the NFL. That was probably the funniest part to see him get tackled. That really was. But overall, Mario, this stuff does need to stop. Even though some people may have found this one a little bit more amusing, it's still not necessary, because what if that fan really did go on there and attack? Which I know that's not what happened, but still, what if something like that happened differently, but with a different intent? You know what I mean? So I think these guards need to be a lot more reinforced. Now that these people are actually being allowed back into the arena at full capacity. So, with that being said, best of luck to the Wizards and 76ers. Um, I do apologize that they had to witness something like this. I'm sure some of them didn't. Some people probably found this funny, others not. But it all depends on how you think about it. But again, this stuff like this shouldn't be happening. So best of luck to them moving forward, and we'll see what happens.